New at 6, San Francisco's Golden Gate Park turns 150 years old in April. And to celebrate, a 150-foot Ferris wheel was approved tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be put up between the DeYoung Museum and the California Academy of Sciences. KPIX 5's Wilson Walker joins us now live from the park with more on people's concerns tonight. Wilson, what are they saying?
Well, you've all seen the drawings now. That tremendous Ferris wheel, it would sit right over my shoulder here at the eastern end of the music concourse. So this was the last little bureaucratic hurdle for this planned celebration for the park. So yeah, what did people have to say when it came down to decision time on that Ferris wheel?
Golden Gate Park is historically a landscape park, not an amusement park or a carnival.
From its sheer size to whether it's appropriately suited for the park's music concourse, critics and supporters of the 150th anniversary observation wheel addressed the city's Historic Preservation Committee today.
The enormous scale of this structure, it's probably the equivalent of a 10-story building.
And one question seemed to dominate them all. What would the man who built this park think of this Ferris wheel?
The wheel will be close to our bowling greens, and I plan to ride it, and I bet John McLaren would ride it.
John McLaren would not have ridden this observation wheel. John McLaren did not want statues in his park. He certainly wouldn't have wanted a 150-foot Ferris wheel.
Would John McLaren have ridden this ride?
The ghost of John McLaren might ride it.
SF Rec and Park says the wheel is perfectly suited for the concourse. They call it the centerpiece of the park's birthday celebration.
And harken back to the Midwinter's Fair in 1894 when there was a big observation wheel.
But the committee did have several concerns.
Let's look at it again. Maybe we can mitigate the impacts, reduce the lighting, reduce the timing.
Members agreed on that, and now the wheel's lighting could be reviewed. And then there's the question of how long this thing will sit here. What if the people who love it decide it should stay?
In a year, when they come back to you, do you want to be the fun-killing villains who are saying, no, you have to tear this down?
All right, so the committee, he was joking, obviously, but they kind of agreed with him. They put specifically in the approval of this project that it will not extend past next year. So what happens next? They'll start building this thing in March. It will open with the big park celebration on April 4th, and then exactly 1 year later, it goes away. That is part of the writing now. It has to go away, and presumably this all preserves John McLaren's Sylvan vision for Golden Gate Park. So you get to ride this thing in April. We are live in the music concourse in Golden Gate Park. Wilson Walker, KPIX 5.